The Amazing Spider-Man is the next film.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, hi.
We're not going to take questions just yet. At the end,
I'm sorry. Do you mind if I just quickly... I'm sorry. Hey. Hey, everybody!
We're going to take questions at the end.
I'm sorry. Do you mind if can I say one thing? I think this might be the most incredible day of my life, and I've always wanted to be at Comic-Con in Hall H as Spider-Man with all of you guys. It's always been a dream of mine.
All right.
So thanks for having me. You have no idea how much this means to me. I've always wanted to come here as a fan, and this is my first time, so here I am as a fan. I just want to say a couple of things. I'm Andrew Garfield, and I'm going to be here introducing this panel, this amazing Spider-Man panel. Stan Lee says that the reason why Spidey is so popular is because all of us can relate to him, and I agree. I needed Spidey in my life when I was a kid, and he gave me hope. In every comic I read, he was living out mine and every skinny boy's fantasy of being stronger, of being free of the body I was born into, and that swinging sensation of flight. And upon receiving his power, unlike most who become corrupted, he used it for good. And I think we all wish that we had the courage to stick up for ourselves more, to stick up for a loved one more, or even a stranger you see being mistreated. And Peter Parker has inspired me to feel stronger. He made me, Andrew, braver. He reassured me that by doing the right thing, it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth the pain. It's worth even the tears, the bruises, and the blood. And I wouldn't be able to stand here in front of you guys right now without feeling that Spider-Man was here with me, with his reassuring hand on my shoulder, making sure I don't fall over and concuss myself. And he has inspired countless people, girls, boys, men, women, all of us. And he has saved lives, and he saved my life. And I owe Webhead a lot, and I owe Stan the Man a lot, and I'm humbled to be here, like you do not know, to share the work that we've done with all of you. And this is my first Comic-Con, and this is definitely the coolest moment of my life, and thank you for being here and sharing it with me.
The Amazing Spider-Man stars Andrew Garfield playing the character of Spider-Man. In this film, he's up toe-to-toe against the Lizard, played by Rhys Ifans. Peter meets up with Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone, and they start to form a bond. I say this film franchise, well, these two movies, are all about this relationship. The first one is them beginning this relationship and developing it, and the second one is them trying to make it work and continuing to development, and then the end of that relationship. And I'll get more into it in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 review, but it's still important to mention here their relationship, because it's so believable and raw and just human, and it's so believable that these two are a couple. And I mean, they did actually date during the filming of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but still. Peter then has to go stop the Lizard's plan, which is to turn the city into lizards, because that just makes too much sense. Peter succeeds, but loses Gwen's father in the process, who makes him promise he would stay away from Gwen. He promises that he would, but ultimately he breaks this promise.
So I want you to promise me something, okay? Leave Gwen out of it. Promise me that. Huh? You promise me. Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna say it now. I love this film. It's just so emotional and human. Everyone here is just so much more grounded than they were in the Sam Raimi movies. I mean, not that that was bad. Obviously, I love the campy and silliness of them, but Andrew Garfield is just an excellent Spider-Man and just an excellent Peter Parker. His performance here is just so raw and genuine, and I love that about Andrew Garfield. He understands Spider-Man, as I showed you in that clip at the start. Does this film hold up? please. It holds up amazingly. No CGI that I thought was awful, no writing I thought was outdated or just on the wall. Just this movie holds up so well. If anything, it just gets better with time. Let me see. Some things that I like. Well, as I said before, Andrew Garfield is an amazing actor. He just brings a performance to the table that we don't see before or after this series of films. I don't want to go too in depth with the chemistry between him and Emma Stone, because I really want to save that for the second video. But I like it here. I love the suit. Now, the suit may not be as excellent as the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit, or the suit that is featured in the film right after this one, but it is certainly better than the Holland suits, well, except one. It definitely looks like a teenager made it, with the weird textures, the watch being made into a web shooter, the sneaker soles under the feet. It looks great. Let's see. I loved the Lizard's performance in this. Rhys Ifans does I don't know if I'm saying that right. Does an excellent job voice acting the Lizard and playing Dr. Connors. He's just a believable antagonist, and I'm so glad to see him back in No Way Home. George Stacy's death. It's just so heartbreaking. To have to promise not to date the person you love. And I like that Peter doesn't go through with it, because he suffers the consequences of it in the next film. I also found it really funny when Peter doxed himself by leaving his name on his camera. Some things that I disliked. I didn't like that there wasn't as many as iconic characters. There is only Jonah, but in a passing conversation that's in the second movie. And there's no, like, landlord. I honestly, I think that a character like that would have been incredible and would have added to its already very timeless nature. Why doesn't the Lizard have a snout? Please give him a snout. I also highly dislike the inclusion of Peter Parker's parents. I think it's mostly due to the fact that they weren't developed that much and their mystery is left mostly open-ended. To conclude, this movie is nearly perfect. It's not my top four favorite Spider-Man movies. It's my fifth favorite. It's such a big difference. It's my top 5. I don't think it outdid the Raimi trilogy. Not even close. But it does better than the Holland trilogy in many regards. I think it's even better than the Raimi trilogy in some cases, not overall. I love Andrew Garfield, Rhys Ifans, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Emma Stone. I love Uncle Ben in this film. He truly is the moral compass of Peter, and he gets way more development in this than he did in the Raimi trilogy. This film is amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10. I hope to see you all next time on my review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's going to be a bit of a doozy.
Poor Peter Parker.
No balls.